Hey, everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 109. And as always, thank you so much for joining me today and listening in. If you are new, welcome and check out some of the other episodes on the page. All episodes are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music. So make sure you are subscribed so you can get notified for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at the SkyLounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5EUNG. Let's get started. Okay, the topic of the week, the Debonair Duke of Debauchery, your addiction. I ask you a simple question here today, boys and girls. What are you addicted to? Are you addicted to fucking, drinking, smoking? What are you addicted to? That's the question I always begin with, man. What's your flaws? Like, what do you get sucked into that gets your head all in a fucking cloud and it fucks you over? For me, it's weed. I love smoking weed, but there are times where you flat out know the stasis that you feel from smoking. You just lay there not doing shit. You know, the kind of pause in the brain that happens. You know, I can attribute all of that to weed, simply. But it's also a factor of your brain, right? Essentially, your brain saying, "Dude, I just want to relax." But you gotta tell your brain can overindulge at times. Your body can overindulge, and once you overindulge, once you get a little bit excessive, that's when it's not fun anymore. It just becomes some irresponsible shit. So the second question really becomes, does your shit impede you from being responsible? Does your fucking, your smoking, your drinking, whatever the fucking thing is, does it impede you from doing the things you gotta do? If the answer is just shit, you gotta control it. And here's the thing, I'm not here to flat out say, you shouldn't do it. You know, it takes time. Like, addiction takes time to ease off of, man. And especially trying to put mental discipline on that shit, that's tough. That's tough. But here's the thing. The key to that is moderation. And I know moderation be a bitch. All right? I experience it myself all the fucking time with food, with weed, with all this other shit that I'm addicted to. I mean, really, what else am I addicted to? Maybe, drinking on occasion, smoking weed, eating like a fat fuck, gaming, masturbating. That's about it. That's about it. But enjoy it in moderation, because in excess, we get so satiated in that mindset, it just becomes numb, right? The enjoyment becomes so numb, you can't even enjoy it. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, don't completely kill off, because that doesn't work for anybody. Okay, like I've done that myself a couple of times. Oh, I'm gonna quit drinking. Oh, I'm gonna quit. No, it just generally doesn't work. All right, and for me personally, it doesn't. And when I say joy in moderation, man, it's funny because I wrote this script while smoking a fat fucking blunt. But let me tell you what, man. As long as you understand your actions and what you're addicted to, if it impedes your actions, you have to understand that you have to do something about that. If you have that understanding, you're good. You're gravy. You're good to go. And you got to act on it. You can't just know it and just say, oh, yeah, it happens. And then just fucking move along. No, you got to just act on it. Proactively get that shit better. And really, it's funny because I write these episodes for the podcast, but really, these are generally a self-reminder for myself. Man, it's just... fuck. Like, there are times when you're looking at myself, I'm looking at myself like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Now, why can't you control yourself, sir? I'm a fucking nuthead, and I have a very addictive personality, but there is enjoyment in moderation. So we got to be able to control that as human beings. You know, we're an evolved species. We should be able to, cognitively control ourselves to be more in control, more in line of what we want to do, right? Be responsible for your actions. That's essentially what I'm saying. So ultimately, guys, enjoy your high, but understand your limitation, right? That's the thing. Enjoy in moderation, bitches. That's what it's all about. Now let's move on to some Souse. Guys, all game and match reviews are on YouTube at the SkyLounge. So make sure you check that shit out for more detailed shit. Because I'm going to go through these matches right now. I'm going to give you the brief highlights of what I liked about the individual matches. So let's talk about Arsenal first. Europa League week number 5, Vorskla, November 29th with a 3-0 win. They had to move this match to Kiev because of the ongoing violence in Vorskla. And really the only highlights is the youngsters played really well and played really strong. Emil Smith-Rowe got his goal. Aaron Ramsey gets a goal in there because he can. And Joe Willock also gets on the score sheet. So hooray. Good deal. Good deal for everybody. But this is where Arsenal gave us a treat. Premier League week number 14 versus Tottenham Hotspurs on December 2nd with a 4-2 win. So check this shit out. Arsenal was down 2-1 in the first half. Aubameyang opening the score, then 2 Tottenham cunts fucking scored. And then in the second half, we equalize with Aubameyang and then score relentlessly with Lacazette and Lucas Torreira. Boys and girls, North London is red. Come on, you Gunners! My goodness, that felt great. That was a great win against a fucking pompous-ass team and a fan base that thinks they have done shit. But in the last few years, despite Arsenal's downtrodden, trajectory, right? We have more cups than you. You haven't done shit. So fuck off. North London is red. It's always going to be red. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking assholes. So now, with all that confidence and arrogance coming in, we went into week number 15, midweek fixture on Wednesday at Manchester United in Old Trafford, December 5th, with a 2-2 draw. Unfortunately, the first half we were up 1-0, then conceded minutes later. Second half we were up 2-1, then concede 75 seconds later. So really, this week with Arsenal, we got to figure out this fucking set-piece defense and just generally defense. We can attack, but we just can't fucking defend. And in the Manchester United match, the crazy fucking thing was we had 2 players go down with injury. Rob Holding, it came out today that Rob Holding will miss the entire season due to the injury. Best luck to you, bud. Fucking hopefully you go through a speedy recovery and just please get well soon. Great kid. Seems like a good player. And Aaron Ramsey also went down, so that's a bit of a bummer. So hopefully, Arsenal can figure this shit out, man. Because again, December is a rough month. Everyone will go down with an injury. We got to figure this shit out. We cannot give in, folks. We got to get it in. Because next week, we still got a fucking Premier League fixture. In a span of 6 days, we have 3 Premier League fixtures, which is crazy. So week number 16 versus Huddersfield Town at home, December 8th. Let's go get this let's get this W, baby. And guys, other news in football. The Ballon d'Or happened over the weekend. Luka Modric wins the Ballon d'Or to almost no one's surprise except butthurt Messi and Ronaldo fanboys. So congratulations to Luka Modric first and foremost. And to you fucking fanboys, shut your fucking mouths and respect the goddamn winner. Oh, Messi deserves it. Ronaldo deserves it. You know who actually deserved it? The guy from a small country in Croatia leading his national team to the finals of the World Cup. Yeah. Prove me fucking wrong if Luka Modric didn't lead that fucking team to the World Cup final. He was part of the dominant 3-peat winning Champions League Real Madrid. All right, you can't fucking tell me that guy is going to get overlooked by Messi, who has a great fucking stat padding record every season, as do Ronaldo. But what have they done for their country? What is the narrative they're driving? Nothing this season. So Luka Modric deservedly wins the Ballon d'Or, and congratulations to him. I get fucking worked up because these fucking morons go on because, they deserve it because they're the best. All right, cool, you can be the best, but not, in that span of the year, you probably don't fucking deserve it. You don't, and I'm going to be real honest about that. I think Luka Modric absolutely deserved it this year. I said it months ago. I said Luka Modric is probably going to win the Ballon d'Or. It'd be stupid if he didn't. But he did, and congratulations to him. Fantastic award for him. And so, guys, speaking of fantastic, let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks. Week number 4, Woo! Week number 12. Oh boy, oh boy. I am mixing up my weeks. But week number 12 for the Seattle Seahawks versus San Francisco 49ers, December 1st in a 43-16 win. Oh, Richard. Oh, Richard Sherman, you talk all the shit and can't produce on the field along with that toilet bowl team you're with. Delightful. Thanks, Richard. Thank you. Bobby Wagner got the longest interception return in Seahawks history, clocking at about 98 yards. A beautiful pick six by Bobby Wagner. He was running. Bobby Wagner looks so fucking fantastic. I love Bobby Wagner. That dude is fantastic. Great player, great mentality on him. They had him on featured on the NFL Films Mic'd Up. And my favorite line he said, and I swear to God, I live vicariously by that quote when I play video games. Step on their throat. They're down. Step on their throat. Never give up. I'm like, oh my God, this is my guy. This is my fucking guy. One of the best. He is one of the best linebackers in the NFL right now. Absolutely gorgeous linebacker. Fucking love you. And Russell Wilson. Speaking of love, Russell Wilson. Doing Russell Wilson things. Throwing touchdowns. Scrambling. Beautifully. And this week's take for the Seattle Seahawks, boys and girls, I'm not going to lie to you. 7-5, fifth in the NFC. Our destiny is in our hands. We have our future in our hands right now. And we can write our own destiny. So let's take it and fucking do the unthinkable. I know I'm the ultimate pessimist and cynic when it comes to my teams, but there's a part of me right now. I don't know if it's the weed, but god damn it. Let's fucking get it. Let's get this bread, bitches. So next week, week number 13 versus the Minnesota Vikings at home, December 9th, Monday Night Football. Oh yeah. Let's embarrass some derp cousins. Let's fucking do this. Right? And so other news in the NFL, boys and girls. Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers was fired as head coach after 13 years. The sacking happened after the 2017 loss against the Arizona Cardinals at Lambeau Field. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, that was a really ugly loss. I actually saw a bit of that game when I was at the bar earlier in the morning on Sunday. And I'll tell you what, I just remember thinking, oh boy, that is a really ugly loss. A field goal, miss from Mason Crosby to just end that one. That was brutal. So, bye-bye Mike McCarthy, and Aaron Rodgers just probably got a boner from his firing alone. Reuben Foster. All right, signed by the Redskins, but all the controversy is added with the on-field shittiness from the Redskins. Doesn't help the situation in the slightest. And we all know, boys and girls, this is the time of everyone going to the media and exposing everything to their side, to their truths. And whether this will be good or bad in the long run for all forms of media, this particular occasion, this is not good for the Redskins. Yeah, the woman that was involved with Reuben Foster actually comes on in the media today. And yeah, the Redskins are probably looking at themselves like, fuck, we might have fucked up. So have fun pissing away your division, Redskins. That's not fun. And speaking of not fun, we got to talk about this. Kareem Hunt, running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. Video surfaced earlier this week via TMZ of Kareem Hunt with a bunch of people in his entourage and some girls, and he pushes and kicks a girl. All right. Kareem Hunt was subsequently put on the commissioner's exempt list and waived by the Kansas City Chiefs. Unfortunately, when asked about the incident several months ago, Kareem Hunt lied to the organization. So I'm going to explain a bit of the context of this video. Kareem wanted to have one of his boys fuck the girl in the video. She didn't want to put out, and shit escalated when this girl called Kareem the N-word. Okay? No one in the news will talk about that, but that's what happened. Reportedly, that's what happened. And my thoughts on this shit is simply this. I laid the facts bare, and I'm going to lay my thoughts right now. Someone will sign Kareem Hunt after some disciplinary shit. That's kind of the fact of life, guys. He's good enough. He's still, 25, 24? He's a young guy. If they do sign him, Put him on a short leash. With the zero tolerance policy. Put eyes on him at all times. Make sure he's not fucking up. Doing some stupid shit like that. People, stop fucking freaking out over every controversy. All right? What Kareem Hunt did was a real piece of shit move, right? I'm not defending that. Hitting people, whether they be men or women, is just bad. Don't fucking do it. You're not an animal. You're a goddamn human being who can use words. Use your fucking words. Don't be a fucking cuntbag and hit other people. All right? And here's the other thing, Kareem Hunt. Don't be a fucking idiot. Especially knowing you are a star celebrity athlete and almost every motherfucker has a camera everywhere you go. You understand that? Like Kansas City, I've never been to Kansas City, but I'd imagine it's not a fucking huge metropolitan city like fucking New York. Like Kareem, if you're wandering about the streets of Kansas City, you don't think you're gonna get fucking recognized? Get your head out of your ass. Don't do stupid shit. Like you were in a fucking hotel. You don't think they'll have goddamn cameras anywhere? Be smart about your fucking actions, kids. Jesus fucking Christ. And all of you like bagging on fucking Kareem. Listen, he's done a real piece of shit move. He's come out and said like he's sorry. He's gonna serve his fucking time as punishment. Let him fucking play. Just make sure he doesn't do some dumb shit like this again. Fucking idiot. I just want the NFL to focus on football, not all this other shit. And I'm not fucking saying domestic violence is something to ignore. I'm not saying that at all. Domestic violence is fucking terrible. Okay? I fucking hate, fucking grown ass men beating on women. Men beating on women. Are you fucking serious? I hate that shit. I do. But I just want to fucking focus on football. If the NFL should just be about fucking football, not some other shit. All right? So let's fucking move on. I'm fucking getting all worked up. Let's talk about the Lakers. LeBron watch at the Sky Lounge for the Lakers. And for the Lakers this week. A lot of fixtures that we have to talk about, boys and girls. At the Denver Nuggets, November 27th, 117-85 loss. Indiana Pacers at home 2 days later, November 29th, 104-96 win. The very next day versus the Dallas Mavericks, November 30th, 114-103 win. Versus the Phoenix Suns, December 2nd, 120-96 win. And the San Antonio Spurs last night, December 5th, 121-113 win. I'm watching LeBron, and I posted a video on Instagram about how he doesn't even have to fucking flick his fingers, and he already has 20 points. Like, this is the kind of player we have. And here's the thing. Aside from the blip against the Nuggets, I think as a collective unit, the Lakers have been all right. LeBron is leading by, example, and other players are stepping forth. Lonzo's taking a huge step in his evolution as a player. He is scoring. He is more confident in his shots. He is defensively much more sounder than last season, which is phenomenal. And other players, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, who unfortunately is injured, was injured last night, and hopefully he is better. Josh Hart, well, he will have slow moments, but he is getting better. Progressively, these players, our young players, are getting better. And here's the thing. We may have some good defensive looks, but we also have to make sure we nip these little mistakes out the buds, right? Little defensive lapses between quarters. They tend to fuck us over. So we got to figure this shit out. And free throws. Jesus fucking Christ. How are we so bad on the fucking free throws? But listen, we're going to figure this shit out. All right? The Lakers are going to figure this shit out. So everybody relax. Take a chill pill. Smoke weed every day. Hey. Because next week, on Friday, December 2nd, December 7th, Jesus, at San Antonio Spurs, the very next day, we will be headed to Memphis against the Grizzlies, December 8th, and December 10th against the Miami Heat at home at the Staples Centers. So, Staples Centers, let's go Lakers. Let's get some dubs and have a good time. And other NBA news, weird thing, but it popped up in Spectrum Sportsnet. Derek Fisher will become the head coach of the Los Angeles Sparks WNBA. Dope. D-Money. I fucking love D-Fish. He is the goddamn man. And I swear to God, this is such a fucking weird season. I remember I went over the league standings last week, but it is still crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I think every team that's not named the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the thick of a potential playoff appearance. But again, we'll know by December. We'll know by the end of December what every team can potentially be. So it'll be fun. And let's keep this NBA season more interesting by just having good fucking basketball, guys. And please, less injuries, please, if we can. Now let's talk about the Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights played 4 games this week. Now, at Chicago, against the Blackhawks, November 27th, 8-3 win. At the Vancouver Canucks, November 29th, 4-3 win. At the Edmonton Oilers, December 1st, 2-1 loss, unfortunately. But at home, against the Washington Capitals, December 4th, and I was at the game, a 5-3 win. And let me tell you something about this week for the Vegas Golden Knights. Even in the loss, I thought Vegas played exceptionally well. We just have to tidy up the puck possession and limit the goddamn turnovers. Right? That's simply it. And here's the thing, boys and girls. Max Pacioretty's out. I don't know how long. Hopefully not too long. Reed Duke has been recalled from the AHL Chicago Wolves and will be on the active NHL roster for the Vegas Golden Knights. Paul Stastny has come back to practice. Nate Schmidt has been having a phenomenal last few run of games. I don't know, boys and girls. I am really, really optimistic about the Vegas Golden Knights and our potential run in the next few weeks. We got a couple of home games. We got a couple of away games. We got a fair balance, I would think. And we very much can take control of the Pacific Division if we keep this pace going. If we continue to find wins, if we continue to search deep inside our souls and find the fire that lights the charcoal of the goddamn barbecue of the goddamn Stanley Cup fucking we'd want, we will get it. And minor thing about the Washington Capitals game, Ryan Reeves laid a huge hit on Tom Wilson, and I think majority of the hockey world applauded. I don't think I'm in the wrong saying that. Tom Wilson is a bit of a fucking cunt when he's on the ice. Some of the shit he does on the ice and he doesn't get reprimanded for, you got Washington fucking fans like defending the guy. And Ryan Reeves, whether the action of that night was an ejection-worthy offense, which it wasn't, in my opinion, lays out the fucking villain. Everyone's celebrating. Right? And I don't know. I think it's just one of those things like, hey, motherfucker, you can fucking pick on everybody, but when the goddamn big man comes in, you better fucking talk up. Because you can't do shit. You can't even talk up anymore. You got your ass decked the fuck out by Ryan Reeves. So fuck you, Tom Wilson, you fucking cunt. So next week, guys, Jesus, my God, I am angry. Against the Chicago Blackhawks, tonight, December 6th, at the T-Mobile Arena. I will not be attending this game most likely. I don't feel like it. I got to go to LA this weekend. So, at the Los Angeles Kings, December 7th, which is crazy. I will be in LA at that time. I don't know if I'm going to go to this game or not. I will keep everybody updated, post some videos if I do go. And on Sunday, December 8th, against the Dallas Stars, which I will definitely be attending. So go Knights go. Let's keep the shit going and let's get some more wins. Some news in the NHL right now. Salary cap for the NHL will be raised from $79.5 million to $83.0 million next season. Big news. Yeah, I know $3.5 million doesn't seem like much, but based on the salaries of how NHL players go, this is really good. If you want to add some depth players and shit like that, signing bonuses and whatnot. So good for a lot of teams, and we're going to see how that works out. And Seattle, wow. So NHL Seattle, it is official. Seattle will be the city of the 32nd NHL team. The Seattle team will be part of the Pacific Division while moving the Arizona Coyotes to the Central Division. So each division, 4 all included, will have 8 teams in total, 32 out of all of them. $650 million for the team buy-in, if I'm not mistaken, so much higher than Vegas. So we're going to see what kind of draft they have, what kind of stadium schematics they're going to, have around. And I can't wait. This for me is a great excuse to just jump and go to Seattle at times if I just get bored. And I believe they said the team will start in 2021. Now, butthurt people in Quebec, chill the fuck out. Watch Florida or Arizona just fuck off in the near future if they continue to fail in attendance and quality of the product on ice. And even then, I mean, even that might not be enough for the team to move, I would imagine. And yeah, seriously, I don't even know if they will ever have a team in Quebec. The last venture in Quebec wasn't ideal for the NHL. Smallest market back in the 90s. Still could be potentially. We don't know. So, butthurt fans, relax. It's been done before. It's failed miserably. And now we have a team in Seattle in 2021, and I definitely think that's a sellout team. My God, Seattle is a sports town. And if you can mark up the prices to a reasonable dollar amount where you have all the sports teams, major sports team in that central part of downtown, next to CenturyLink Field, Safeco Park, all that stuff, that would be phenomenal. And that's just more of an excuse to just visit Seattle every fucking time I get. Now, guys, let's talk about the Dodgers. Oh, boy. Dave Roberts has been extended until 2021. The manager has been extended until 2021. Jesus fucking Christ. My thoughts. All right, I get the fact that he's led us to back-to-back World Series. But this is the same fucking guy that overmanaged games in unnecessary situations. Fucking twice! I hope this guy doesn't ruin Kershaw's chance of winning a fucking World Series for once in his goddamn life. All right? Seriously. Please help Kershaw. Please help Clayton Kershaw get a fucking World Series. Why can't we fucking do that? We gotta. We spend money like fucking maniacs. Why the fuck can't we do that for once? Get Kershaw a fucking ring. Jesus Christ. And remember, guys, all weekly writing is in the links in the description below. Make sure you check that shit out. Weekly writing number 43, Tragedy, Hitting Repeat. It's a self-reflection piece, and here's the thing. Self-reflection isn't tragedy, but will be looked upon like it. Kids, this is how I process thought. So don't worry. Your boy isn't quitting on life any fucking time soon. This whole shit's about balance. It's really not tragedy, but the way I look at it is kind of tragedy. And I got too much shit to do. I'm not going to quit now. Weekly film number 43, Idiocracy. So, plot. This is a great fucking movie. Great, funny movie. After being accidentally cryogenically frozen for 600 years, average guy Joe is flung into a future that is stupid as fuck. Literally stupid. Like, really dumb people. It's up to Joe to fix the world and try to get back to his own time. Mike Judge and Eaton, whatever. Cohen creates a simple but excellent story. Because the characters really do propel the story very well. Luke Wilson and Maya Rudolph doing it right as main characters, I feel. The only two people of average intelligence in a society of fucking morons, and they do a really nice job. Maya Rudolph playing a former prostitute sent into the future, while Luke Wilson plays the average soldier who just wants to get his pension after 8 years. That's the kind of story we're working with here, folks, and it's fantastic. We also got Terry Crews, Dax Shepard, and goddamn Justin Long. So very small cast, but again, they propel the plot along very well, and it's a really good satire. And it's really helped also by the visuals. Because the amount of fun visual gags from changing brand names, Carl's Jr.'s, and Fuddruckers, aka Buttfuckers, comes to mind, to having big-ass weapon trucks and good old future world is just awesome. Mike Judge is a fucking genius. And the music, man. Soundtrack by Theodore Shapiro, creating a really fitting soundtrack for the masses of stupid. It really does reflect that world very well. A mixture of... It was like fucking... I don't know, classical music, but also like modern hip-hop background noise and a lot of fun elements all mixed up. And I swear to you, every time I watch this movie, I find our society to be a closer mirror reflection to this, to the plot of this movie. It's really sad. The closed-minded, stupid masses that is so fixated on sex and shoving the next cheap burger down the gullet is not a far-off future. I'm just saying, it's really not. Every time I watch this movie, I'm like, oh my God, this is a warning sign. We gotta do something about this shit. This is fucking awful. And if I have to give this movie a review, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Mike Judge creates a brilliant satire that paints a morbid picture of the future, quite frankly, the present, using over-the-top visuals, music, and hilarious plot. Make sure you check that shit out, boys and girls. Fantastic movie. Album of the week, Championships by Meek Mills. Very raw and honest album by Meek Mills. It takes you through his journey and emotions, post-incarcerations, and a lot of sordid things that comes out about his past. Very honest album. Very, very beautifully crafted, too. And I have to say, this album is such a refreshing blend of modern hype of hip-hop and a more philosophical approach of hip-hop, too, that can only really be done by guys like Meek Mills. And, you know, it's fantastic because one of my favorite track on this album has to be Cold Hearted 2. And this is a really hard question because when you have to ask me what's the favorite track and what's the Met track was a little harder because I couldn't really find a really bad track on this album per se, but one of my favorite tracks has to be Cold Hearted 2. Because this track encapsulates the feeling of the entire album and it just lays bare. It is just raw. It feels like raw emotion. And you're listening to someone's, you know, feelings and soul in a way. It's a beautiful track, man. Meek Mills illustrates in great rhyme schemes and solid production the kind of truth a lot of artists don't talk about. And for me, the Met track had to be 24/7, featuring LMI. To me, to pick out a Met track is an awful feeling just because every song plays a tremendous part in creating the narrative for this album, for specifically this album, was just unbelievable. But if I had to pick, it would be the watered down R&B track. This isn't shit talking, kids. It's just an opinion. I just didn't really care for the track. It was all right. But if I had to just pick it, the Met track, that'd be it. Fun titty bit. I was debating between this album and Stokely by Ski Mask the Slump God. Another solid album worth checking out for those of you who haven't. Really fun album. Ski Mask the Slump God is a fun rapper to listen to. And guys, weird thing. Let's talk about the gym. You know, having a car is allowing me to put in more consistent amount of time in the gym, minimum 3 times a week, which is a huge step up from fucking 0. I mean, staying stoned and silly is nice, but it gets depressing when you're just in, you know, stasis, man. So go out and do something, you fucks. You know, just go out there, have fun. And I'm talking mostly to myself when I say that shit. Because, guys, next week on the Sky Lounge, I will be in LA this weekend for both business and pleasure. Bitches. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Make sure you are subscribed on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at The Sky Lounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5EUNG. Now, fuck off.